Getting older can be scary for some people, and in the new movie Relic, it's scarier than ever. Emily Mortimer stars as a woman who returns home after her aging mother goes missing, only to find that dementia may not be the only culprit. Take a look.
Mum, what is it?
It's here. Under the bed.
There's nothing under the bed, Mum.
Will you check for me?
Emily is with me now. It's so nice to see you.
Oh, it's so nice to see you too.
This has been called one of the scariest movies of the year, but also one of the best movies of the year. So what was it that kind of drew you to this project to begin with?
When I read it, I could tell that it worked perfectly as in the genre that it was written in, as a horror film. It was a perfect horror movie, and yet it transcended the genre. It's about the horror of real life. So it works as a scary thrill, sort of, you know, sitting on the edge of your seat ride, but it also works as a movie that really deals with the people you love dying and death and loss and grief and the confusion around it in a very beautiful and transcendent way. So that's what drew me.
Yeah, it deals with aging and dementia and mother-daughter relationships, but it also has kind of this supernatural element to it too. So what was it like exploring all that within a horror film?
It felt just completely right to me because, I mean, I think for anyone who has lost someone that they love, there's nothing more horrifying than that. That there's nothing scarier. There's nothing that you could see in a movie or read in a book that would be as scary and horrible and horrifying and strange and yet somehow beautiful or whatever. And so to me, it didn't feel at all at odds with the subject matter, that we were really having to conjure this kind of intense, like desperate emotion, the kind that you find in horror movies.
I'm just curious, like, how you get into that headspace day after day when you're filming this, because it's so dark.
It was mitigated by the fact that everybody was so nice. It was such a sort of generous and gentle atmosphere, but it was pretty depressing. I mean, it was just like really looking the thing that you don't want to look, you most don't want to look in the eye.
Like, how do you decompress for that? Yeah, I know that you filmed on location in Australia. Did you have at least some nice downtime down under?
Mm-hmm. A little bit. I loved Down Under. I love Australia, and I love Melbourne where we were filming, and I had delicious meals, and Bella and I would go out. She would take me to all the sort of like hot restaurant spots, and that was cool. But it was like a pretty relentless shoot. But I made friends for life, and on the last night, me and Bella got, more drunk than I think I have ever been.
It was surprising to me that she was a first-time female filmmaker that made this film. What was kind of the experience like?
She was tough in a very good way. She's made this crazy, mad, dark, brilliant ride of a movie. And she is the sort of sweetest, most gently spoken, like delicate, lovely girl. But I could tell when I met her the first time that she was just totally in charge of herself and of what her vision. And that did not stop from day one to the minute we ended. But sometimes it was endless takes and just like, oh, God, please release me.
And endless takes of some really heavy stuff, so that's a lot on you, but you did an amazing job. The film is beautifully shot and very scary, like I said in the beginning, and you all can catch Relic in theaters and on digital now. Emily, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much.